KIIP, dan juga tes topik. Nah, kenapa topik ini menjadi relevan dalam diskusi kita kali ini? Karena bagi orang asing yang ingin tinggal di Korea, maka tes topik dan juga program KIIP itu sangat relevan. Jumpa lagi dengan saya, advokat Indonesia di Korea. Dalam kesempatan kali ini saya akan berbincang-bincang dengan seorang tamu istimewa, Dr. Aman Ullah dari Pakistan. Nah, beliau bukannya istimewa karena orang asing, tetapi karena memang di usianya yang baru di bawah 30 tahun, beliau mencapai banyak prestasi selama tinggal di Korea. Beliau memiliki gelar PhD di bidang Korean Study. Kemudian beliau juga memiliki permanent resident di Korea dan juga mendapat status warga kehormatan dari pemerintah kota Seoul. Nah, selain itu, beliau juga aktif mengajar bahasa Korea di beberapa sekolah-sekolah dan juga menjadi dosen tamu di beberapa instansi pemerintah di Korea, khususnya di pemerintahan kota Seoul. Dan selain itu, beliau juga menjadi salah seorang penasehat, advisory board members, bagi program KIIP, yaitu Korean Immigration and Integration Program, right? Dan juga menjadi pengajar untuk kelas-kelas topik bagi teman-teman yang sudah sangat terbiasa dengan Test of Proficiency in Korean. Correct? Correct me, Bang. Jadi dengan itu saya ingin akan mengajak berbincang-bincang khususnya bagi teman-teman berbicara tentang topik KIIP dan juga tes topik. Nah, kenapa topik ini menjadi relevan dalam diskusi kita kali ini? Karena bagi orang asing yang ingin tinggal di Korea, maka tes topik dan juga program KIIP itu sangat relevan. Sebagai contoh, bagi teman-teman pemegang visa E9 yang ingin mengubah visanya ke E74, maka kalau lulus program KIIP atau mengikuti program topik sampai level 5, maka Anda dijamin mendapat poin 20. Bayangkan aja untuk bisa ikut E74 itu hanya mensyaratkan 65, tetapi 20 poin sudah dijamin dengan hanya mengikuti program topik dan KIIP. Nah, bagi teman-teman yang pemegang visa yang lain, sebagai contoh misalnya E7 atau pemegang visa yang lain yang ingin mengubah visanya ke F27, maka bagi mereka yang melulus program KIIP juga mendapat poin yang tinggi. Nah, untuk itu tentu tidak salah kalau saya mengundang ahlinya, Dr. Aman.
Yes.
Nah, saya akan berbincang-bincang dengan beliau di dalam bahasa Inggris, tetapi jangan khawatir karena kami akan menyediakan subtitle di dalam bahasa Indonesia. Lihat di fungsi subtitle, aktifkan, dan juga jangan lupa teman-teman untuk like, kemudian mensubscribe dan share channel ini. Thank you, Dr. Aman, for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for inviting me here. I really feel glad to be here as a guest.
Okay. So I understand you speak Korean very well. Can you say something for the viewer in Korean and also in your mother language?
Okay. 안녕하세요. 저는 파키스탄에서 온 아만 울라이고요. 저는 한국에 온 지 거의 8년쯤 됐습니다. 처음에 제가 유학생으로 한국에 왔고 한국에서 석사 박사를 이제 마쳤고 현재 제가 이제 법무법인 금송이라는 회사에서 일을 하고 있고요. 이외에 뭐 말씀하셨지만은 제가 법무부에서 이제 일을 하고 있습니다. 그 외에서 제가 여러 가지 활동을 하고 있는데 그건 제가 시간 순서대로 말씀을 드리겠습니다.
Perfect. I don't know how to interpret, but anyway, we will write down what the interpretation. Jadi teman-teman bagaimana beliau bisa berbahasa Korea sangat lancar sekali. Can you say something just really in your mother language?
Yeah, actually my mother language is Pashto and our national language is Urdu. So I prefer talking Urdu because it's our national language. So I will talk in national language.
Please.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मेरा नाम अमान उल्लाह है और मैं पाकिस्तान से ताल्लुक़ रखता हूँ सन 2012 में मुझे स्कॉलरशिप मिली और सन 2013 में मैं कोरिया आया। कोरिया में मैंने मास्टर्स एंड पीएचडी की और अभी मैं एक लॉ फर्म में एज सीनियर ऑफिसर काम कर रहा हूँ। मैं जो है ज़्यादातर इमिग्रेशन के इश्यूज़ और जो कोर्ट के इश्यूज़ हैं वो डील करता हूँ। इस तरह सैलरीज़ के और जो इंश्योरेंसेस हैं, जो सांझी इंश्योरेंस है, वो केसेस में डील करता हूँ। इसके अलावा मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ जस्टिस के साथ भी मैं काम कर रहा हूँ। इसके अलावा और मैं दीगर और एक्टिविटीज़ में हिस्सा लेता हूँ एज अ ट्रांसलेटर, एज अ इंटरप्रेटर, और मैं लेक्चर्स भी लेता हूँ। तो मुख्तलिफ जो है मेरी एक्टिविटीज़ हैं वो इंशाल्लाह मैं आपको टाइम टू टाइम बताऊँगा। जज़ाकल्लाह।
Wonderful.
This is my national language actually. I can talk in my mother tongue as well.
How many languages do you
Well, I can speak
Pakistan?
fluent. In Pakistan we have a lot of languages, but generally we use our mother tongue and our national language.
Okay, how many languages do you speak?
Well, now I can speak 4 languages. Like it's a
Fluent.
language.
Okay.
But if you talk by country-wise, I can talk Indian language and Nepali language.
Wow.
And Pakistan, because it's similar.
Similar language.
So I can talk like 6 languages, but
6
in
languages.
general I just speak 4 languages.
Wow, amazing. Jadi teman-teman, rekan kita ini Dr. Aman bisa berbahasa paling tidak 4 bahasa. Dan saya masih berjuang juga nih bahasa Korea, tetapi beliau sudah lancar sekali. Nggak apa-apa, kita terus semangat. Makanya kita bicara tentang topik dan tentang KIP. I understand that you get your permanent resident here. And also honorary citizen in Seoul, right?
Yeah, in Seoul.
So what is it about and how did you get it?
Well, I was lucky actually. Well, I got the news from my friend and she told me that I can apply for the honorary citizenship because if you achieve something in Korea and if you did something better for Koreans, then they can evaluate it and they can give you this honorary citizenship. So I just applied it because I wrote a book in Korea for Koreans in 2017.
2017.
And I'm teaching Pakistani culture to our Korean kids from middle school to high school and primary school. So I'm doing these activities from last 5 to 7 years. And I did a lot
for 7
of
years.
Yeah, and I did a lot of volunteer work with the Ministry of Justice and with Seoul Metro. So they evaluate me and finally they decided to give me this honor and I'm really feel honored to have this award.
Well, you just say I just applied, but actually you should contribute something.
Well, yeah, you have to contribute. So I just did it with my willingness. Actually, I was not intended to get something in reward. This is what I want to contribute, and I'm doing that. Actually, I like to contribute. I like to help others. So I did, and finally, I'm enough lucky to have this.
But you say 7 years for teaching voluntarily and contributing. I think that's remarkable. And you deserve it. No doubt about it.
I'm trying just my best.
Okay, great. Anyway, congratulations. That was in 2019.
Yes.
And then you got your PhD and also you got a permanent resident here.
Yes.
Well, I heard that there was a secret behind that when you get a permanent resident. Teman-teman, waktu beliau mengajukan permohonan untuk dapat permanent resident, dalam video kami sebelumnya saya menjelaskan bahwa masa tunggu untuk persetujuan itu butuh waktu 1 sampai 6 bulan. Tapi beliau itu hanya dalam waktu 5 hari sudah di-grant. Ini menunjukkan memang beliau adalah punya suatu keistimewaan sehingga pemerintah Korea mengapresiasi. Ya, selain memberikan status warga kehormatan oleh pemerintah Seoul, tetapi juga pada waktu mengajukan permanent resident di Korea hanya dalam waktu beberapa hari langsung disetujui. Oleh karena itu ini juga menjadi kesempatan buat kita berkontribusi, walaupun bukan menjadi tujuan sebagaimana yang dialami oleh Dr. Aman. Selama 7 tahun berkontribusi dengan mengajar bahasa Korea untuk orang-orang asing di sekolah-sekolah di sini. Nah, pemerintah Korea juga memperhatikan kontribusi yang demikian. But anyway, you talk that your PhD in the Korean studies. So what it means the Korean study? You study about history, you study about economics, or you study about the Korean language?
Well, for my master's, I studied Korean language education. So in
language
this
education.
course, we learn how to teach Korean language to the foreigners.
How to teach
Yeah.
Korean language to
To the
foreigners.
foreigners. And in my PhD, I studied Korean education, which means you can learn about history, you can learn
History.
about the multicultural society,
Multicultural, yeah.
about the culture. It's related to Korea overall.
So it's broader.
It's
The
broader.
topic is broader,
Yeah.
not just basically for the language.
Yes, but my major was like teaching Korean, so
Teaching Korean.
because it was related to my master's degree,
I see.
so I learned a lot to how to teach Korean language to
Right.
foreigners.
So I think you're the right person to explain how to learn, how to learn how to learn Korean. You know, from the foreigner perspective, certainly, right? So how long have you been teaching? I mean, for Korean, to let's say through topic or maybe your participation.
Well, as I mentioned, I am teaching Pakistani culture to Korean kids.
Okay,
but,
Pakistani culture, Korean kid.
specifically, I don't teach Korean language to
Okay.
foreigners. I started my channel to teach Korean language to Pakistani people.
Okay.
But due to some personal reasons, I cannot continue it for long. But I have a plan to continue it.
To
but
continue,
it's in
okay.
Urdu language. So I
Wow.
explain everything, every chapter in Urdu
Mm.
to Pakistani people to understand what is the grammar and what is the correct usage of this grammar and what is the correct pronunciations
Mhm.
and what is the expressions you can commonly use in Korea. So
Okay.
this is my goal. Actually, I love to teach,
I
but
see.
as I mentioned, I have a lot of work
Worse today.
to do. But this is my pipeline. This is in my pipeline, and probably I will do it later on.
Sometime on.
Yeah.
But anyway, I know that you are now part of the KIP program,
Yes.
like an advisory member related to how to develop the KIP program for foreigners, right?
Indeed. Yeah.
So can you explain more about the KIP program and what is your role?
Well, for KIP program, it's a Korean language integration program, which is designed by Ministry of Justice. Mainly, it was designed in 2009 for the first
2009,
time. Yeah, for the first time to teach Korean culture and environment to the married immigrants.
First,
the
it was
first
intended for the
Yeah.
mixed marriage. Okay.
Yeah. For initially, like the immigrants who come to Korea and they don't know the society, they don't know the Korean culture. So for this, they have designed this program, and later on they expanded it to the other foreigners, and now they expanded it for all foreigners who are living in Korea.
Right.
So if you complete the levels, you will be able to change your visa status easily.
Correct.
And for the PR, you must have the level 5,
Right.
unless you do your PhD.
Right.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, and if you want to apply for the nationality, you must have this KIP.
Right. So you say that originally it was just specifically designed for the marriage, yeah, for international marriage,
Yes.
but now for everyone. I mean,
they
for every
expanded.
foreigners.
And last year they have designed it in 4 ways. One is for married immigrants, one for students, one for the like overseas Koreans, and one for the laborers.
So you're meaning that there will be different type of KIP?
They will distribute it in near future.
In the near future. So
Secret, I cannot
okay, this is a
explain.
secret. So jadi ini adalah informasi yang penting bahwa saat ini memang semua program itu dibuat sama untuk semua warga negara asing yang ada di sini, dan itu dipakai sebagai alat ukur untuk kemampuan berbahasa Korea. I understand that there are 5 levels of the KIP,
Yes.
and then each level is equal to TOPIK test.
Well,
In calculation of
I
the
have
immigrant.
different opinion about it,
Okay.
but yeah, as I am the member of KIP, so I
Okay.
cannot talk about it in details. But
Okay.
as a foreigner, I have experience of both. I attempt both exams. I
Okay.
attempted TOPIK exam. I attempted a KIP exam,
Yeah.
but there are slightly changed into different programs.
Different program.
Because for KIP, you have a book, you have a course,
Yes.
and mostly like 70 to 80% the questions come from the course.
Correct.
But for the topic, you don't have a specific course.
I
It's
see.
in general, actually.
I see.
It's like IELTS and TOEIC.
I see.
So
You cover
But,
everything.
Yeah, for the topic, they analyze your language skills, but KIP mostly depends on your culture understanding.
I see.
Yeah.
So, because the design was originally different.
Yeah.
But what the good thing is for foreigners, in terms of the calculation for the points for your visa change, then the level in topic and then KIP, they are equally the same.
Yeah.
This is good.
That's
Jadi
good.
teman-teman ini ikut topik dan juga KIP itu levelnya disamakan. Nah kalau saya sih pilih KIP ya karena lebih gampang. Nah ini hanya rahasia saja. Okay, so what is your suggestion for the foreigners here? Which one they should follow? For the topic and then the KIP, you already explained earlier that they have differences because originally they were designed for different purpose. But for, let's say, if you're not doing for the specific academic purpose, then do you think KIP it's good enough?
Yeah.
For
this is the answer. This is the answer of a very great question.
I see. Yeah. And then how even foreigners, viewers want to register, and what will be the procedures, if you can just share?
For the KIP, actually you have to register on the website.
Website, okay.
Yeah, socialnet.go.kr. This is the website. You have to register, and after registration, if you have a command in Korean language, you can attempt pre-test. It's like 사전평가, we call it 사전평가, which means that you have to attempt a level test.
Okay, placement test.
Placement test, level test and placement test. After the placement test, they will decide your level.
Okay.
Whether you have to go to level 1st or 3rd or 4, it depends.
Okay.
On the other hand, if you have a topic score, let's say you have topic 3,
okay,
and you submit the topic 3 to the immigration, they will accept your level 3 and they will give you admission directly in level 4.
Direct to level 4.
Yeah.
Level 4. Okay, one level actually.
Yeah.
One level higher.
Yeah. Well, because topic 3 is already you done topic 3, so it means that you
starting the next level.
Next level.
Correct.
And last year the rules has been changed slightly, which I want to mention here. Before from this year, they have changed the rules.
Correct.
Like for level 4, you have to get more than 40 numbers.
40 points.
Yeah, 40 points. If you get more than 40 points twice, so you can go to other level.
Okay.
But if you fail to get like more than 40 score, you have to stay in the same level.
I see.
You
have to retake.
Yeah, you have to retake.
Okay.
Before it, you just had to just attempt twice, and then you should
automatically you'll go
promoted to the
up.
other level. But now they have changed the law for level 4 and 5.
Okay.
So this is the change. So if you want to appear, if you feel that you're not enough good in Korean language, so you have to try to get at least 40.
Correct.
So then you can promote to other level.
Right. Well, and then for KIP completion, it's a mandatory requirement for F5 visa, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then can you explain a little bit about the F5 visa and in connection with the KIP and topic and?
Okay, there are like different types of F5. Like F5 is called like permanent residence in Korea. So they are like F5-1 and F5-2 and F5-5, F5-10, F5-11, F5-12, F5-15, F5-16.
Okay.
A lot of visa status are here. It depends on like from which visa you have to convert your visa.
Okay.
For example, if you did your PhD in Korea and you are doing service as a regular employee in a company for more than 1 year, and your salary, your yearly salary, cross the GNI. So you'll be able to apply for F5-15. So for this, you don't need to submit your PCC, like police clearance certificate. You don't need to submit your KIP course.
I see.
But except that, you have to complete your KIP level 5. You have to submit your police clearance certificate from your country.
Okay. Jadi teman-teman, secara umum untuk hampir semua jenis visa, hampir semua jenis kategori visa F5 itu mensyaratkan kelulusan atau menyelesaikan program KIP. kecuali kalau pelamar itu mempunyai gelar PhD. Jadi yang mereka punya gelar PhD bisa dikecualikan dari persyaratan memiliki KIP Completion Certificate. Nah, ini juga menjadi informasi tadi disampaikan oleh Dr. Aman bahwa kalau punya PhD di Korea dan hanya butuh 1 tahun bekerja mengajukan. So you just need 1 year working regular employee. Jadi yang punya PhD di sini nggak perlu sertifikat KIP, cukup kerja 1 tahun. Artinya setelah tahun kedua udah bisa mengajukan untuk permanent resident. Nah, ini tambahan informasi untuk teman-teman yang berminat untuk mendapatkan permanent resident di Korea. Okay, and then what is your suggestion maybe to viewer if someone want to learn Korean? Do you have any specific suggestion, a method for foreigners as someone who writing thesis about how teaching for foreigners? Yeah.
Well, it depends actually. What is your goal actually? If you want to change your visa status in Korea, I recommend you to study KIP because they will consider KIP.
Okay.
And if you want to learn Korean language in general and you want to apply for if you want to learn as an academic purpose, you have to get the topic.
Okay.
Because the universities don't accept KIP.
I see. Okay.
They accept topic.
Okay. So let me make it clear: the school will not recognize KIP as the level of language ability, but the Ministry of Justice will recognize the KIP and topics equally.
Yeah, because the topic is designed by the government actually.
I see.
So they cannot ignore it.
Okay.
So they don't have an option but to accept it. Yeah.
Okay. And then back to my question: what would be suggestion for foreigners? I mean, a more efficient way to learn Korean, or any specific suggestion, probably for the.
Well, when I start learning, I have to recall my memory. There are 2 environments. Like in one environment, you don't have a Korean society.
Yes.
Where if you are living abroad.
Correct.
So you don't have a society. You don't have an environment to practice your Korean language. In second, in other way, you have the environment actually. You are living in Korean society. So the learning method is different.
I see.
If you stay in abroad, you have to study in different way. If you live in Korea, you have to study in different way.
Okay.
For overseas learners, I recommend them to watch Korean dramas and movies. It would really help because they can learn the expressions which use general in Korean life. But the people who are already living in Korea, they are facing them.
The Korean,
unintentionally they are learning it.
I see.
And they can practice it easily.
I see.
In my case, when I was studying, for example, I studied 1 chapter related to the bank. So I tried to visit bank in person.
Okay.
And I tried to use those vocabularies in the bank.
Okay.
So it can enhance your language ability, because if you practice by yourself, and if the Korean response that remain in your memory.
I see.
If you just study vocabulary, like I studied 50 vocabularies today, and probably after 1 month I'll forget every single word because I didn't practice it. So we have to learn it by our body. Yeah. Okay. So if our body learn, our unconscious mind, if they pick it, if our unconscious mind pick it, then it will.
They will keep it for for the long term.
And what I did when I was student, I wrote a diary every day.
Wow.
What I did today, and
in Korean.
In Korean language, yeah, that was my practice actually.
Wow.
So I did for 2 years continuously.
Okay.
So that's why I love to write.
Oke. Jadi ini rahasianya teman-teman tadi disampaikan bahwa itu tergantung lingkungan di mana kita belajar. Kalau kita belajarnya di luar negeri, maksudnya di negeri sendiri, bukan di Korea, maka kesempatan untuk praktek langsung dengan orang Korea dan lingkungannya akan berbeda. Maka sarannya adalah menonton drama, jadi drakor lah. Jadi teman-teman yang penonton drakor di Indonesia atau dimanapun, itu cara yang baik menurut Dr. Aman untuk belajar bahasa Korea. Paling tidak bisa menangkap konteks, budaya, dan ekspresi secara langsung dari orang-orang Korea. Nah, kalau tinggal di Korea, seperti kita-kita ini, maka itu langsung praktek aja. Karena dengan demikian, mempraktekkan secara langsung, memiliki pengalaman langsung, itu akan lebih mudah tersimpan di dalam memori kita. Nah, untuk itu, ini adalah nasi yang baik bagi teman-teman yang ingin belajar bahasa Korea, baik di Indonesia, dimanapun berada. Walaupun tidak berada di Korea, sebenarnya sama-sama memungkinkan, tergantung penyesuaian metodenya saja. Okay, so last one. So, what is your advice for foreigners in general living in Korea? Because you know, I have a different background, culture, and many others. So what would be the best, maybe, I would say, suggestion based on your experience, how to survive in Korea and then enjoy life?
It's a too difficult question. Well, it depends on your environment, actually. I cannot say like to live like it is and
Correct.
follow these instructions.
Yes.
It depends. If you are a worker and if you are working in a company,
Yes,
you have a limited environment.
correct.
So you have a lot of limitations. You cannot cross it. But to stay happy, you have to make friends in Korea. And you have, if you are living in Korea, you have to give a lot of your time to the Korean friends. You have to make some entertainment in Korea. If you are living in Korea and your mind is in Indonesia, your mind is in Pakistan, you cannot survive it here for long.
I see.
One, make your goal clear. Like why I came to Korea.
I see.
What is my goal?
Okay.
Why I am living here.
Okay.
Like for me, my target is to for example, my target is to get the nationality of Korea. So I have to prepare accordingly.
I see.
Like I have to know in the period that I have to attempt the KIP level 5. I have to get like this, like more than that salary. I have to work in a firm or in a company for more than 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So these are the conditions you have to know, and you have to follow it. If you're a worker, for example, if you came here on E9 visa and you're preparing yourself for E74, so you have to start preparing from the start.
Yes.
Like you have to attempt KIP, you have to fulfill your scores. But if you are unaware from these criteria and at the end, like in the last year, I have to prepare for E74, it's not good.
Right.
It will not help you.
Right.
So you have to know your goal,
Right.
your final goal, and you have to follow the steps.
The steps. Yeah.
Same like if you are a student, you have to study and you have to make clear your goal. Like what is my goal?
Okay.
That is what I want to recommend to our viewers here.
Well, thank you very much. That was very valuable advice. But let me summarize. Jadi pada prinsipnya tadi Dr. Aman menyampaikan bahwa bagaimana menjalani hidup yang enjoyable di Korea, nggak ada satu rumusan yang pasti. Kenapa? Karena tergantung lingkungan di mana kita berada. Bagi mereka yang bekerja di pabrik, bekerja di perusahaan, di sekolah, tentu menghadapi tantangan yang berbeda-beda. Tetapi yang paling penting adalah bahwa ketika kita datang ke negeri orang asing, kita harus memulai dengan men-set apa sebenarnya tujuan kita berada di negara ini. Apa yang menjadi tujuan kita, kenapa kita datang ke Korea ini. Karena itu akan membantu kita untuk melewati hari-hari kita. Dan juga untuk mengatur ya kegiatan-kegiatan yang akan kita lakukan selama tinggal di sini. Sehingga itu akan mengarahkan dan memfokuskan kita. Sebagai contoh, dia membuat gambaran bahwa Dr. Aman ingin menjadi warga negara Korea. Maka dari awal dia sudah menyiapkan dan mengarahkan semua energinya untuk mempersiapkan dan mengikuti prosedur supaya suatu waktu nanti dia mencapai tujuannya datang ke sini. Demikian juga untuk teman-teman yang E9, tujuan datang ke Korea akan lebih membantu kalau sudah ada di set. Bukan hanya sekedar untuk mencari uang, tetapi bisa membuat tujuan yang lain sehingga kegiatan-kegiatan yang dilakukan nanti akan membantu mengarahkan teman-teman menghabiskan waktu selama beberapa tahun di sini dengan lebih bermakna. Demikian bincang-bincang kami pada sore hari ini dengan Dr. Aman dari Pakistan. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for inviting me here. Really, I feel glad to be here as a guest.
Thank you. Sampai ketemu lagi di dalam bincang-bincang kami di channel Advokat Indonesia di Korea, dan jangan lupa untuk like, subscribe, dan share channel ini. Sampai jumpa lagi.